All right, everyone. Sorry that we're running a little bit late. Had a little situation to take care of. And we're going to be getting the system going. So for anyone who is curious, we are moving on to chapter 2 today. If you've had a chance to take the final test for chapter 1, great. If not, you'll want to work on catching up. It's really hard to stay current with the class if you start to fall behind. Be careful. That is one of the biggest indicators I have of how students will do. Let's see here. All right, so today we will be going over fractions and mixed numbers. So on that, we come into the whole idea of what is a fraction. I always want to think of it as of a whole. When I think about this, the part would mean how many I have of something. The whole would be how many it takes to make a whole amount. So say I'm talking about pieces of cake. If I were to look at this beautiful drawing here, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces make a whole cake. With that, I only have currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. So that would be represented as 6 over 10. The one upstairs is what we call the numerator. And the one downstairs is the denominator. Now, there are some people who will be thinking, Matt, can't I reduce that? Yes, you can. We can call that 2 times 3 over 2 times 5. And of course, 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 5 is 5. When we're talking about a mixed number, we're talking about a fraction amount added to a whole number. So we have the pies cut into fours, or pizzas, or whatever circular object you prefer. With that, we could say that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces out of 4 total. This is what we call an improper fraction, meaning that that numerator is larger than the denominator. So if we want to write this properly, we write it as a mixed number. So what I'll do is I'll take and I'll say, okay, 9 divided by 4. 4 will go into 9 twice. 2 times 4 is 8. Draw the line, change a sign. 9 minus 8 is 1. So that gives me 2. 1 still needing to divide by 4, or 2 and 1/4. I can see that if I count here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, make a whole. So that's one whole. 1, 2, 3, 4, make a second whole. So 2 whole plus 1/4 is 2 and 1/4. So that's how we get this same amount represented a few different ways. There is no difference in them other than the representation. One is in a mixed number format, one is an improper fraction. This one's our improper, and of course, this one's our mixed. Now, proper fraction is where the numerator is less than the denominator. So that is what we consider proper. So 1/4 is proper because 1 is less than 4. Now let's talk about how do we convert a mixed number to an improper fraction. When we do algebra, we want to work with improper fractions as much as possible. It makes the cleanup a lot easier as we're not having to distribute across the addition of, in this case, 5 plus 2/7. Instead, we have one term, and that's easier to keep track of. So with that, what I can do is if I have 5 and 2/7, I can just remind myself that, hey, this one is times, and this one is plus. 5 times 7 is 35. 35 plus 2 gives me 37/7. This is how I convert from a mixed number into an improper fraction. Now, as we go through converting the improper fraction back to the mixed number, we can talk about it in terms here. We showed it with the division. Here we example. So we have 47/6. And this is where I remember that bar means division. And so I'll say 47 divided. Remember, the amount being divided by is outside of the house. So 47/6 will go into 47 7 times. 7 times 6 is 42. Draw the line, change the sign, remainder is 5, or 7 plus 5/6. 5 still remaining to be divided. All right. Are there any questions on this? Please take a moment to go through and do your work to get caught up. You should be starting on 2.1 today. So if you find that you're not where you want to be, spend some extra time. Realize that we do have tutoring available on Mondays and Wednesdays at 3. Thanks for coming to class.